Something about the world ain't right. The darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them hints, they just stare at you. Most have lived in Plato's cave, watching. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Sophia Erik, a friend I've known for about 4 years now, and founder of findyourmentor.com. And she just spent some time with the one and only Lisa Schermerhorn at a cool event. We'll be getting into that. We'll probably start off with the elevator pitch of what Find Your Mentor is, and then go into a bit about Sophia Erik herself. And it's quite an honor to welcome her to the show. We've been chatting off and on about other things as well as Find Your Mentor over the last, I'd say, 3-4 months. And here she is. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Truth Stream, Sophia.
Hey, thank you for inviting me back. Honored to be here.
Absolutely. Well, so a little, maybe we'll start with a little bit about your background, and, we just let the conversation flow, and then we'll get more into, deeper questions, I suppose, after the elevator pitch of Find Your Mentor. So yeah. First, how did this come together? And then, we'll let people know what it is, and then, down the road too, we can let them know how to use it and all that jazz. So, yeah. How did Find Your Mentor come into existence?
It came to be starting in 2009 when I discovered the fact that we as human beings can just manifest anything we want. And you add frustration to that about social media, online networks, the understanding that all of us have a huge amount of richness and abundance around us. It starts with us, and then it expands outwardly to our network. And I always experienced how amazing it is to interact with people. And then I experienced this artificial transition from real life to the digital world. And that always frustrated me because I could never really find a solution that I liked, I wanted. I was like, so I've always been kind of like, if I can't find it, let me build it. So Find Your Mentor at this point has a long journey of creation behind it. So I would say the idea started in 2009, and then it was kind of repolished in 2017. And now, since last year, we went into alpha, and this year we're in beta. So Find Your Mentor is a platform, an ecosystem, a one-stop shop for everybody who wants to share knowledge. It's the world's, I would say, most intuitive and most ethical wisdom directory. Anybody who's wanting to find something, body of knowledge, person, anybody who has to share it. So it's a home for everybody who's either wanting to find something and or has something to give. So finders and mentors, it's in the name, Find Your Mentor. And we're both are represented, the finders and the mentors on the platform. And we're specialized with intelligent technology on matching both. Because if you think about it, we don't lack access to knowledge in the world. But what we do lack at this point is access to the right kind of knowledge that's important for us, for our own purpose. And then you add the fact that you probably have all of the potential at your fingertips around you with your network, but how do you access it? Because mainstream algorithms are not designed to serve you. They're designed to serve themselves. So we've reversed engineered that process. And now what we're doing is we're developing technology that imitates the natural ways of interaction and communication in real life, So it honors our humanness. I was just at this event in it was in Vermont, I think it is. Yeah, it's Sunray Meditation Village, and I was asked to speak, and something happened where there were so many women present, and I just said I've been womanizing technology. Um, it's a weird thing to say, and we have men on our team, but from my perspective, we women bring in something really valuable, which is balancing out the masculine in the world. So you can't have either or, it has to be both. But bringing in the female into technology means now we're really looking at the specifics that we women are so good at, right? Is facilitating the social settings, it starts with family, it starts with the relationships. So it's honoring that, and at the same time bringing all of the positive ethical aspects in of gamification, of AI, technology, you name it, golden ratio, design, experience, like we're adding it all together, bringing in the best of the best. And I must say, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the amazing people in my life that have formed me, that I encountered at the right time. I would consider that, I mean, I have my own definition of good luck, but I would consider that just absolute divine intervention. I was saved a couple times by really meaningful people. And where do you find them? So that's what we've designed. We've created the world's most valuable wisdom directory that matches you. So that's not the super elevator pitch version, but I could go on for days talking about technology and human technology and ethical technology development and software. And I'm a complete geek when it comes to technology and where AI is going and where we're going and how technology should serve us, and AI too. And even the word artificial is really fascinating. If you look at the etymology of the word artificial, it actually comes from ancient Greek, and it means to create. So humans creating something. That's actually what artificial means. You can look it up on my Instagram. I just posted that.
I did see that, actually.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you about that. So
yeah. So that was a long version, but if you ask me to say something, I probably will have a hard time keeping it short. So I'm cultivating that. I'm very detail oriented.
Yeah. No, I think that's great. And in a way, you've already, I mean, this is out to the public, and you've already jumped on a project with Lisa Schermerhorn and her book and the authors. Could you go into that and how that is playing out, if you will?
Oh, absolutely. Well, so this is really where it starts with the benefits of Find Your Mentor, especially for experts online, is the fact that for the most part, experts are asked to do so much heavy lifting when it comes to technology and marketing and sales, which is usually not up their alley, which distracts them from what they're supposed to be doing, which is helping people. So we said, okay, let's do that heavy lifting. So the two most important things that any expert should be doing online is helping people and furthering your own wisdom. So just improving yourself. So that's really what we set out to do and have accomplished. And that's why it's a dream come true for experts. Experts who onboard onto Find Your Mentor are like, oh my goodness, I don't need that much else, actually. It's completely fascinating to them that we can serve so many benefits or so many, let's say, challenges that they face. Coming to Lisa, who just wrote this amazing book with us, and you're a co-author, We Are Quantum. She came to us and she said, well, you have this amazing platform. Can we collaborate? Can I launch my book with you? And I was like, well, this is a dream come true. Absolutely. Are you kidding? 37 authors, and let's just all launch together. And the book turned into an international bestseller overnight. And so now what we're doing is we're in real time showing all of these amazing authors who are also coaches how they can onboard and how they can start building communities, because that's a really big part of Find Your Mentor, is to create your circle and grow it and share your expertise with people, introduce who you are through the community and share. And that's a really big, beautiful part of it. And it's something I think just in its basics starts with relationships. We're all in relationship with something, with people, with ourselves. And so that's what these circles are focused on, is you have all of this potential at your fingertips. And what if, imagine if you had a community, like a circle, that could showcase the potential of your network to you, which is your net worth, right? Yes, and this is Lisa. So Lisa is a fantastic human being, and she decided to write a book, We Are Quantum, Healers, Warriors, Experts. It's very much out of the box, like it's like outside of a typical comfort zone, wouldn't you say, Joe? It's like very, it's very,
yes. Yeah. It's great because it's, I mean, and why, I think her why of doing this is I believe that she was talking to her daughter and was trying to articulate the best way to explain it. And she just thought, well, why don't I have a bunch of friends and, mentors and, people in her life basically write a chapter for a book. And that's how it came to be. And it's different people's perspectives on what quantum really is. And so it's a brilliant idea. And I'm about a quarter of the way through it. And it's been great to get to know some of the folks. And I've been doing the Ho'oponopono prayer a lot more lately because Joe Vitale started off in the book with this. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. And it's because sometimes it takes a couple times you hear about things. I think there's even, oh gosh, what did she call it? There's an effect where you hear about something and then you start seeing it show up other places. And I'll have to look it up. There's a name, I think it is, but I don't think that's the right one. So
I know what you mean. I can't come up with the word either. It's like, don't think of a red horse and then or don't think of the color red and you see red everywhere. Right. I don't know what it's called. There's a term.
Right.
I mean, there's amazing authors in this book. There's even like the creator, the original creator of The Matrix, the movie series. There's Dr. Northrop, what's his name? Sir Robert.
Yeah, but we'll go down right here. If we go down here, because you guys,
exactly.
You can go to lisamindset.com. And if you go to books and We Are Quantum, you can dig into all of the components that we're talking about. But here we go.
Right. Yeah, Tom Althouse, Lisa, Laura Eisenhower, she's the great niece,
great
granddaughter of
great-granddaughter.
President Eisenhower, Robert Edward Grant, Dr. Carrie Madej, Jennifer Allen, Tom Althouse, who's the original Matrix.
He wrote Immortals, which was stolen and made into the Matrix. Yeah, we've had him on a couple times.
That's quite a cool title too, huh? Immortals. Yeah. This is some amazing people here. I've thanks to Lisa, I've now almost talked to all of them. Kevin Martin is they're all fantastic. Amelia, our VP, Find Your Mentor's VP here at the bottom is Lori. Barry Fisher, who I just recently saw. Wendy Bood, who I want to connect to again. She's an expert at natural medicine and psychedelics. The list goes on and on and on of amazing people. And I think she's being pushed to write the next book.
I'm not surprised, and I'm supposed to be meeting Ken Close is over in Spokane. So I need to set something up to where I can go see him in person and check out his facility, which I don't know enough about quite yet.
Facilities. He's in Texas, and his goal is to basically set up facilities in all of the U.S. healing facilities that are connected to the gyms. So upgrading gyms and turning them into, wellness and health, let's say, locations where you have these modern health technologies added, right? If you're at a gym, it's the best place to be able to encounter these let's say, the future of medicine solutions.
Right.
Frequencies, all the good stuff.
I didn't realize that he's spreading. Well, my gosh, I might have to see what he's doing over on this side of the Cascades, because I do have a friend that was he's up in Bellevue, and I think he closed up what he was working on previously, and he might be looking to switch gears. So maybe they might want to hook up with each other because they have a similar mindset. Who knows? But yeah, I need to give Ken a call, because he's a pretty powerful, passionate, positive guy from what I've seen so far.
Ken is an amazing human being. I mean, everybody, and it's just such an honor. This meeting too this weekend was it's so soul giving when you're connecting to people who are truly have tapped into their purpose of how can I serve, how can I bring my gifts to the world, in the process enjoy life, be the best version of who I am, keep on learning, help others. I mean, there's nothing better, right, in my perspective, and I have a great honor to be able to support people like that. And it's actually my history is I come from marketing, branding, and solution building, and so I'm bringing all of that knowledge into Find Your Mentor now. Yeah.
Well, I love that you're bringing the ethics, the morals, the authenticity. You're using AI in the most positive way as a tool. You have a great team around you. You're bringing in the divine feminine, because we do need more balance in the world. That motherly, that nurturing, that comes with that. And so why don't you walk us through, like, how does someone, if they're intrigued by this thus far, and they're interested, because it's nothing to sign up, people eventually may want to dig in more and use it as a more professional tool, if you will. But yeah, walk us through it, pull up the website, and let's have a look.
Okay, so it absolutely, am I still here?
Yeah, you're just off to the side, I think.
Okay, no, it was just a call came in. I was like, well, on my computer, I was like, oh, that was not supposed to happen. So it absolutely is a professional tool. And if you imagine, what you can do is you register. It's for free. It's a freemium platform. You register, you create your Find Your profile. And based on your Find Your profile settings and your input, it's very detailed. The platform can immediately go and start matching you. So everything you see, content, other profiles, communities, you're going to see that the AI understands where you're coming from. So the power of Find Your Mentor is understanding who you are, where you're headed, what you want, and basically tailors everything in and around your experience toward that. So you really feel like this is a platform that is actually totally geared around you. And that's the purpose of this. So it's very simple. Same way you have Google, where you're like searching for websites and stuff. It's very similar here. What you can do is you can click into this window and you can start a conversation immediately with Polaris, which is our ethical AI, and ask questions, and it'll immediately match you. And you can even ask it, like, why do I need you? And you're going to get some very interesting responses. So it's about finding guidance as a finder or sharing wisdom as a mentor. And you can read through the website. There's so much on here that I will explain what Find Your Mentor is about, how it works. Then we have this absolutely fantastic place here where think Pinterest, style, where you have this space where you can just find anything. You can see these little tabs where this is a mentor, this is a circle, this is a finder. And then when you click onto a profile, here, for example, Honey C. Golden, who is an author. So we really are giving the users a fantastic experience, and it's different than any social network you have ever seen. I guarantee that. The architecture is different. The content that you can add is different. How we portray the content is different. You can see here there's a matching algorithm here, and then just who the person is before you decide to connect. So when you register, is super simple. You join now. It guides you through the process as a finder, and then when you've set up your finder profile, you move on to being a mentor, and then you get to use the profiles the way you want to. But think about the mindset you have as somebody searching for something versus the mindset you have when you're sharing or teaching something, right? So you're in a different part of your brain, and also your whole co-creation space. So that's why we've differentiated it, even though both belong to your one account. And then you get to create here, for example, let me go quickly into this space and go to a circle. What circle shall we? Here, let's go back to Honey C. Golden circle. This is a circle she created, and I can join. And in the circle, I have absolutely fantastic information that I have access to as a member. If I'm the mentor creating the circle, and I could do this with other mentors, I can co-mentor circles. I have tools at my disposal that will help me tap into making this circle better, because with AI, we are now empowered to make sure that we don't miss things. If you think about it, when you're offline in real life and you have a community, you're able to observe, right? You're able to observe somebody and you notice a facial expression that's off, or somebody who's like sitting on the sidelines and just quiet. It's much easier to manage a community that you see visually versus if you're online, because you don't see these things. The trick, though, is if you have an AI now at your disposal, you can almost mimic the abilities that you have offline, because now you notice when somebody's quiet, you notice when somebody is having issues, or when a question was unanswered and you missed that. Now AI can tell you, and we have a space called Circle Health in the circle that will show you what's going on. So you're able now to you don't miss anything, and you can better manage your community and just bring out the best in the community, make sure nobody's forgotten. And those are really important things when you're building and managing a community, is the community well-being. And that's something that is forgotten on social networks, as they miss this. So there's this separation, and we're just closing the gap to making that possible. I'm just going to log in. I'm going to show you something.
Yeah.
So here.
Oh, good. The password is.
What? So this would be my mentor profile. I'm going to go into one of my circles, and I'll show you here, for example, mentor circle. Down here, you're going to see here, Circle Health. So if I click into Circle Health, it's going to tell me exactly what's going on in my circle here. And I can monitor it, and I can see, oh, I need to send welcome messages to these members. I haven't done that yet. There's a lot of really, really cool things that you can do. So, yeah. Not to overwhelm everybody.
And so if someone doesn't necessarily want to reach out to, a mentor or to be a mentor, it sounds like they can also look at different topics or subject matter and learn about those. Could you go into a little bit of that? Did I understand that correctly?
Yes. So as a mentor, what you have is here, you have something. This is a toggle where you could switch back and forth between your two profile types. Okay. And then you have something really unique as a mentor. You have the Mentor Academy. I'm going to click into that, which means that here you have, for example, a studio. This is super unique. Imagine you can create a page, a unique page for any topic, a book, a course, circle, event, workbook, here, podcast, right? So you can create a page. Imagine a landing page that you can take. You can use that link to market it anywhere on the internet. It's going to be connected to your mentor profile and your circle if you want to. So you don't need websites. You don't need complicated landing pages anymore. You can create it within. It's amazing, and it's so detailed. So that's, yeah, the Mentor Academy is to help you manage your expert business. You literally, we just did a huge update, and all of these areas are opened up now. So by the weekend, we're going to have all of these spaces opened up. Then let me switch to Finder. This is your question. So I'm in my Finder profile. That's why I get all these amazing settings, and I can add all kinds of things. I even have a vault. So in the vault, I can add personalized stuff that will be important for Polaris to know. I can delete any information at any time, and I don't have to worry. This is not going into the elephant brain on the internet. This will actually be deleted if you don't want this information anywhere on Find Your Mentor anymore. And we're very, very ethical with how we deal with data. So if you're a Finder and you could do two things. You can manually search, so you can go to the Find section. You can manually search for mentors. You can say, I'm looking for an expert who, whatever expertise that may be, is an expert at helping animals or family counseling or business finances, whatever. Or you can manually search, or you can just go and discover and go, let's say, free roam, like click through profiles and look at them. And the cool thing is we've opened up this space for Finder connection.
Right.
That's a really fun thing. So now I can go to the Finder section. I can see, we don't have the matching algorithm visible. You have to go into a profile and you can see, oh my goodness, I already share 70% potential with Heidi. And that means that 30% is still left undisclosed. And that's something that we on a private level can go explore deeper. This is only based on what she's filled out and what I filled out.
Okay.
So anything that the rest of the 30% is yet to be discovered, and that's exciting. So it's not judgmental. It's not that we're only 70% a fit. It's just that we share commonalities, and that's a high number. 70% is a lot. So I already know that Heidi and I love Heidi. We get along really fantastic. So no wonder. But she's actually the one who made the book become an international bestseller. She's amazing. But this is her fun.
Okay. I think I have heard about Heidi already.
Yeah. So here you can see. Yeah. So I hope that answered your question, Joe.
Yeah. No, it's so okay. Let's get into this since. TruthStream, we don't have a specific website per se.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't get into the details on that specifically, but we have a link tree, right? And if people want to find us, they go to our link tree.
That's great. Yep.
And it helps. It's to links to our social media, our store, all that jazz. Mm-hmm. But if we use Find Your Mentor and we go to the podcast page, so I guess speak to this in a way where it's not specifically about TruthStream per se, but let's say someone is interested in being part of this and also has building a website on their mind. How does that come together? Maybe walk us through that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, totally. Okay. So before I go there, I just wanted to share, you just saw the Mentor. I had switched. When I was switched to Mentor, you could see Mentor Academy. The same thing is available for the Finder. It's the personal growth hub that you have to manage your personal growth journey. Just wanted to share that. Okay. So when it comes to, let's take you as an example, TruthStream.
Okay.
The value of what you're doing is building a community, right?
I think so, yeah.
Right? I mean, if you break it down to what is the outcome of the work that you're putting in is connections. And you're constantly building new connections, interviews, reaching new people, inspiring people. So what if you could take that and you could unify that into a community, into a network, people that start having conversations in and around these topics. People that can explore would discover other people who would be interested in these topics. You inspire each other, right? Imagine you have all of your podcasts and you could bring it all together, all of the podcasts, and you could connect it to the growing community that you've been building. So if I were you, or if I were in your shoes, I would start a circle and I would add all of the podcasts to the circle library. And so every time that you post a podcast somewhere, you post something on social media, you add your circle link, and people then can join the circle and find your mentor. You could call it Truth Stream community or Truth Stream, whatever you want.
Sure.
And in that way, you have this community that is now able to share the valuable information amongst each other. Users would discover content that they hadn't seen before because they, it's social media spreads everything out thin, right? Everything's like, if you go to Facebook, they did this statistic and they're like, well, you actually just scroll down 3 posts max. And then you kind of like, it's overload, right? But what if you had everything in one place where you don't have to go and search? You're like, click on the circle library. Now you can see your book, your podcasts, your any content that would be relevant to your Truth Stream community. And you've already connected to them. They've already watched and or are watching and are connected to you. So they're already interested.
Oh, wow.
Why not bring them together? And then you can turn the Truth Stream circle into a combination between a community that is having in conversation, in exploration, in discovery, and also is bumped up against your content. And users can bring in valuable information. Say, hey, I have somebody that would be worth interviewing. So it becomes this very interactive combination. At the same time, the circle is acting like a showroom for who you are and what you're doing. So
Wow.
it's both.
Can you go to the page that said podcast just so we can peek at that? See?
Yes.
Wow. So
Very
this is
deep.
great because I wasn't aware. I mean, this is updating and growing and changing so quickly. Like I didn't even know if this was something that was around, 2 months ago when maybe 3 now, when we started talking about this.
So yeah. Oh, so much has happened. Every time we get feedback from any of the users, we're like, it's a great idea. The beautiful thing right now about us being so fresh and new is we're coming in with so much, but we're super flexible. Like if you think about a giant network, they're set in stone pretty much.
Right.
They're not very malleable. They can't really change things. And we're at a point where we're very, very flexible so we can adapt, which is a really cool thing. Okay. So here, I just created a podcast and I'll delete it, which is Truth Stream, but this wouldn't be correct. What I would do if it's a podcast, what I would do is I would actually name the circle Truth Stream.
Got it.
And then I would probably go back and I would create a video. You could choose podcast and or video.
Yeah, and you and I will likely have a meeting and go more into detail because we're trying to plan that as well on the specifics. But no, this is great for people to
let me go into
have
this
a look
again.
at.
Yeah. So here you can. So here I clicked on podcast. I named it Truth Stream just as an example, and here I can go into the details of all of the different pieces of information that I can add. The image, the cover image, you can add video, PDFs, you can embed links. There's so much information you can add about this. The beautiful thing is that everything that is added here will go into the global directory, which means that the Polaris, the AI, uses it to match it because we match finders to mentors and to mentor content. Okay. So let's say the finder is discussing something with Polaris and Polaris bumps them up against this podcast and says, this could interest you. It's right up what you're talking about. And that's how they discover you. That's how they discover the circle. So it's basically really just matching them up with what is important for them. But in that way, there are all kinds of indirect ways that they discover, other things that are related to that, which is also up their alley, because, then they discover you, then they might want to connect to you. So you can literally find your soul tribe, your soul content, your soul community, in the best way possible and organically. So there's tons of stuff here, and you can say, okay, let me connect it. Section visibility, studio page personalization. There's so much. So when you've created this, it looks pretty awesome. It really looks like a landing page for the topic. And you can see it just goes on and on. You can add testimonials. You don't have to, you just can. Trust badges, final CTA copy, relationships. You can say, okay, let me add this to my circle, the mentor circle. You need to create the circle first, and then you can link it.
Right. So the key is to create the circle first. So could we peek? I think I saw the We Are Quantum Circle. Is that something that's already been created?
Yes, the We Are Quantum Circle. I'll show you the We Are Quantum Circle, and then
it's cool to get the
We Are Quantum
of what to do, and then now to look at one that has already something going on here. So
this is for example, this is the page, the book page, and you can see it's a 86% match, and then you can see related content. If you want to order the book, you just click on the link and it'll lead you to Amazon to purchase the book. So you could take this link and you could share with anybody. And this is here. Let me go to the circle that you just mentioned. So we have the circle that we created. Lisa created it. It's the We Are Quantum Circle.
And I'm sure she's still going to be adding to it, but at least it's created and we can see the start of the process, if you will.
Exactly. So authors have started to join. We have 2 circles. We have the We Are Quantum Circle, then we like the just the author circle, and then we have the global circle. And so this is let me go back. Let me see. Here we go. This is the global community. And so this is where we're now starting to invite people to join the community, and this circle will be co-managed by any and all authors who want to join. So you as well. That invite hasn't gone out yet, and it's up to you to say, I just want to be a finder in the circle, or I want to be a co-circle mentor.
Right.
So you have hierarchy abilities. You have the ability to co-mentor with Lisa, this community. You have the ability to just be a finder. It's really up to you and Lisa to figure that out.
Right. So if you click that, can we? Is there anything on that page yet?
Right now, we just opened it up. So we just have people joining. There's not much has yet been shared, but you can see there's a library, events, gallery. So we're going to start populating this, and then people can obviously share their own.
Did you hit preview? Because right now I just see the 7 pages. Is there something else I should be seeing right now?
The 7 pages?
Yeah, so I see right now what I'm looking at. It's the one you just created.
Oh, I'm in the wrong link. Oh my goodness, I didn't notice that. Okay. I'm scrolling through.
Yeah, so there we go.
This is what. Thanks.
Okay, cool.
Whoops. Wait, I had to switch to
we'll get
my other profile. I just switched to Finder profile. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that.
That's okay. I figured. I just wanted to double check.
Yeah.
And now the sun's starting to come. There's these skylights here. Why I've been moving over there a little bit because it gets a little bright. But anyway, keep going if I move.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
Yes. So this is the We Are Quantum Global Community Circle, and this is everything I just said was applying to this. So right now, there's not much in here yet because we're just starting to populate it. So the library, event section, gallery, any events, any online or offline events are added here. And if you have a public circle, anything you add here will be added to the global directory, which is then something that, you know, everybody can discover and or have Polaris match you up with, depending on, you know, what you're searching.
Right.
So that's a really cool thing. If you have a private circle, obviously that won't be available to the global directory. It's really up to what you want. So you could add, you know, to the library, you could add, as you saw in the Mentor Academy, you could create courses. You could have individual courses that you price. You can create a free circle. So there's no you can add membership fees, but let's say you create a free circle. And then within the circle, you have, in your library, you have content, you have book, you have events, you have discovery call options, you have courses that might cost something, might be free. It's really up to you how you design your circle. And in the gallery, you can add any kind of graphics and images that you that would help the member understand more about what you're offering. You could even turn the circle into a gallery. You could turn it into a music library. We've made this so that you can turn it into whatever you want. And if you have music, Joe. So what you could do is you can add your music in the Mentor Academy. You could create your single albums that would be added to the library, and that would be somebody going onto your mentor profile would find all of this content. So they would stumble upon it. The first thing I would do on Find Your Mentor is create your Finder profile and your mentor profile and use that in the future as your website and link everything to it. Because everything's going to be linked to it. If you create a circle, it will be. If you create content, it'll be linked to it. Everything is linked to your mentor profile, and you can use that as your future website. It's like an expanded version, a really cool expanded version of Linktree. It's what we wish Linktree would be. I love Linktree, but Linktree is just a menu, right?
Linktree it's great. It serves its purpose, but what's cool about this is it sounds like once you start digging in and learning the functionality and you know where to put things, etc., like it's not only malleable, but it's going to be something that people will witness change and grow and as you guys are adapting you know, suggestions, etc. This is incredible.
And we just got started. I mean, this has been in the designing make since 2017.
Right.
And so a lot of planning. And then previously, since 2009, the knowledge base for the social network was created. So all of that development everything is coming together here. And it was quite a journey.
I bet. That's amazing. It started, you know, I mean, you said 2007 is when it really started?
No, 2009 is when I started creating my first, I set off and I created my first social network.
Right.
And then 2017, I decided to create Find Your Mentor as a solution that was coming onto the market to solve one specific thing, which is we're all on our individual journey. And at the same time as we have something to learn, we also have something to teach, many of us, not all of us. So how do we bring that together? Because it belongs together, because we're both. We're not either or. But in life, we start off with learning, right? When we're a baby, we start off learning. It's natural that we're always learning. We can never forget that. But at the same time, we become more and more skilled, knowledgeable, experienced, and we could share that. We can share it for free, which you can do on Find Your Mentor, and you can monetize it. So it's really up to you. And we give you all the tools you need as a mentor to monetize your business.
So this really is a humanitarian project. This is your humanitarian project.
Yes. Our our humanitarian project. So we have an
Right.
amazing team. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Absolutely.
incredible. Wow. And I mean, because people have donated a lot of their time to this vision, right? I mean, it wasn't like there was a whole lot of funding that went on to create this, was there?
Oh, there was a whole lot of obstacles. It was the opposite. I mean, I don't know how many obstacles we've overcome to be able to be here with this platform. It takes a lot. And that's why you see so many platforms come and go. There's so much that goes into this, understanding the digital world, it's this is huge. And it's I think my absolutely my life purpose. Because I have so much joy, but I tell you, getting here, like Find Your Mentor has been my mentor. It's it's what Steve Jobs says. You have to love what you do. You have to be inwardly, your soul needs to be connected to what you're doing,
Yes.
your work. Otherwise, you will not survive the ups and downs. The down part of having people want to destroy what you're doing, talk you out of it. It might not be working out. Then technology fails, or you don't find the right solutions, and finding the right partners. I mean, there are so many different factors that come into creating something like this. And I'm in such awe of our team. We have an amazing chief product officer. He's what is the generation? It's like after my son. He's 23.
Oh,
and he breathes native tech. Like
Gen Y?
Yeah, I
Gen
think
Z?
so. I keep on forgetting. I think Gen Y. He's an AI architect.
Right.
And so the conversations between him and I at this point are just off the charts. I don't even understand half of what I'm talking about at this point. It's freaking crazy.
What made him say yes? It sounds like it's your why and your willingness and your
I'm going to stop sharing my screen. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. It sounds like people connect with your mission and your why, and that's why they're willing to go through all the trials and tribulations that it's taking to get this where it is. Is that fair to say?
That's one of the most important topics, and that's a great question, because I don't think that you can accomplish greatness as a team if the project isn't also aligned with their why. That was the first thing in the interview was, where are you headed in life? It has to be in alignment. Otherwise, they're feeding something outside of what they actually want on a soul level, on their life path. And so for me, being able to choose the right people was the biggest piece of making this happen. And without that, it wouldn't have happened. And you need to like each other as team members, co-founders. This has to be aligned with their why. And for me, also a very big part of this is that they need within themselves to also be wanting to serve humanity. And the bigger part of them needs to be heart-centered. They want to do this for the greater good and not for just their own gain. So there needs to be a huge aspect of wanting to contribute to society in a positive way. And you'd be surprised. It's not easy to find that kind of combination in a co-founder, in the team members. And I've spent most of my work has been finding the right partners.
Absolutely. Well, I think that's why when we all met through Lewis Herms and the Truth Tour, that I wonder, at some point, I wonder if Lewis really knew the ripple effect of the people that he was bringing, that he brought together. It's absolutely incredible.
It's true. If you think about it, actually, Lewis Herms he rolled out this whole community, right?
Oh yeah. I mean, I met you and Barry and Lisa and Ethan Lucas, Derek Johnson, and everybody has different personalities, but we met a lot of amazing people down in Anaheim, and it's nearly 4 years ago this October And little did we know, I mean, Scott and I had just started. In fact, today is 4 years to the date that Scott and I did our first interview.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was July 31st, 2022.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just kind of hitting me now. And and Scott, I mean, Scott's working with Matt right now, and a lot of interviews we do together and some separate. But with this, I've been kind of following you more, I suppose, diligently, because we met once again over in Vermont and around Lisa's tribe, and
yeah,
it's just been amazing. Like, this is one of the most amazing aspects of TruthStream, is the quality of the people that we've met that are willing to do what you just spoke about, that we're the greater good of humanity. I mean, that's why Scott and I started the show.
Yeah, I really thank you for your wonderful work too, because I mean, you're bringing so many amazing people together, and you've been so consistent. And I think you're one of those beacons. So we have those certain podcasters that have kind of been this, it's kind of like this, the little anchors within the crazy, where you're just those certain people who are just consistent. They're there. We're all struggling with how do we maneuver and navigate the crazy and stay sane and look for the good and orient towards the light and keep on working on something that serves and is our purpose. And sometimes our paths align where we do projects together, but regardless, we're kind of all connected and we have each other's back on some level, right? And some people broke off because they didn't want to be part of the community. They didn't want to be, they're like, I'm going to go do my own thing, or I'm going to go off the deep end or whatever. And you have to let them do that. And sometimes you have to set healthy boundaries, right?
Right.
Like,
yeah.
You do you. Go with God, but go.
People kind of weed themselves out one way or another.
Yeah.
I mean, Mark Atwood is another amazing person that, I mean, that's the thing. We've had a few shows this week. Yesterday we had David Mahoney and Nick Sylvester. And then, a few days before that, we were on with Patriot Underground and Louis Herms. And now, I'm on with you. And it's like, these are the people that are part of the tribe that are still, despite, the different storms that come up, we're still out to sea, still heading towards the same direction. And how we get through it, and how I think a lot of our viewers get through it, is by watching these conversations. There's no script. Like, Sophia and I just,
It's life.
Yeah, we just started.
We're living this life.
Yeah, you're just watching an organic conversation and questions. Yeah. I don't have a lot of notes, and I do that intentionally because it's like whatever comes up. So it's people like you and Lisa and Barry and the people that I've mentioned before, that's what keeps us positive. That's what keeps us going, is by you guys are actually our dear friends, and it's been amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, that really means a lot to me. Since 2022, where we met in Anaheim, I think it was October, something like that.
Yeah.
It was those certain connections that just stuck with me, even though I kind of went off onto a different path. I did this huge event in DC for the inaugural events. Then I worked on the Kennedy campaign, and I was like dabbling in other projects. But the network, those people that I met in Anaheim, some of them just stayed consistently in my life. And now I feel like I'm coming around, and now we're connecting again on a project level. Like, it's getting more and more tangible what we're doing and what we're building with each other.
Right.
So everybody's been kind of like off doing, building their little projects and things. And now we're bringing it together, and it's becoming more coherent, like this bigger thing. I don't know what it's going to be yet. And everybody's contributing their value to it. And I feel that's exactly what's happening, is a lot of us are black sheep, have been.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Oh, yeah. And so it's like the gathering of the black sheep is now becoming this bigger and bigger movement where more and more people are waking up to self-empowerment. It's like, wait a minute, I don't have to comply with things that I don't want to comply with. And I'm realizing I've been complying with certain things that were to my detriment. Just because somebody says it's right doesn't mean it's right. I need to figure out my own truth. And so it's this truth journey, right? Truth stream. That's what it's about, is finding what is your own unique truth. And then you find your tribe that shares these same values, ethics, morals, and you cultivate this community in and around what is important to me. And I think that's what it's about, because we humans are not designed to be alone.
Right.
We need to be together, but we need to find these people who have singled themselves out, especially in the pandemic, because they went against the grain. They said, wait a minute, I'm connecting some dots, and somehow I feel this is off. They're telling me left and right to go separate myself, and no judgment, but there's something that doesn't feel right to me, so I'm going to step away from this. But the stepping away was being ahead of something that a lot of people didn't see coming.
Right.
And now we're kind of coming back together and creating this bigger movement and spearheading a lot of the communities that are now starting to wake up and like, okay, self-empowerment, all these self-healing, like physical, mental, emotional well-being. What does that mean for me?
Right.
Right. And so we've been on this trip for a long time already. And there's no right time. There's no wrong time. Everybody has their own timing, but we're here and we've been steady and we're present and we're available for anybody who is interested in what we've been preparing and working on.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and it reminds me, Michelle Skiow was on yesterday with Nick and David and Scott and I, just for a little bit. She came, said hello, and then Carol Maureen Friesen, and it's just like, when they join this, like, we can help, because Carol does her retreats in Costa Rica, and I'm just really starting to see where all this can go right now. And I don't believe that they've signed up yet, but I think now I can send them this show so that they can start seeing what Sophia has been up to and her team. And I did want to show you something else. A woman, I think in Australia, she made this shirt that I'm not going to say anything about it yet, but I think that something might have to be done. No, do I have this here? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. When you don't quite fit in, black sheep matter.
Oh my goodness.
So she made a t-shirt
blue
out
sweater.
So,
yeah.
Scott and I have talked on shows before about t-shirts and stuff like that. And I was waiting for Scott to spearhead it. But anyway, there might be some comments about that shirt. And so I need to dig in. We were kind of we met this guy named Gianni who was in Europe, and we wanted to have the highest quality shirts and all that jazz. But I think it's time to dig in a little bit. It can't be that difficult to create a t-shirt and have, whether it's Etsy or whatever. But there's got to be different ways to get that out there. I'm trying to see what other shows like this are actually doing in order to do something like that. So, and maybe, and we could talk about it later, but I know we want to keep this about an hour. Is there anything you want to say in closing? This has just been so awesome to see what you put together and how it's unfolding. There were some surprises in there that I didn't even know about.
Well, I would say stop waiting on showing up and being like holding back from being your true authentic self. I believe that the time has come where we need to step out of the false humility, I call it, which is I'm holding back because I don't want to step on somebody else's toes, or I don't know if I should show up, or I'm telling you, like, everybody listening here, the world needs you. You're no coincidence in being the amazing human being that you are, and you're needed. And you have a certain amazing set of experiences that makes you completely unique. And it's important that you not hide your voice, that you show up and in whichever way you want to. And what we've created here is the most ethical and beautiful pathway in connecting with other people. Because there's one thing that is really sad that I keep on encountering over and over again, and it's also part of my own journey, is the feeling of being separate. And that doesn't have to be. We need to come together. We need to co-create. We need to lock arms and figure this whole thing out in the world of who we are, how can we contribute with each other and not separate from each other. So the whole purpose of Find Your Mentor is coming together, and we need to unite in a way that is uncensored, in a way that shows us in our most authentic, beautiful way. And there's a beautiful definition of a circle that I just learned from an elder from Greenland. And he said the beautiful thing about a circle is that nobody's turning their back on somebody else. You're faced with the most beautiful part of a human being in a circle. You're always faced with the potential, with the beauty, with the uniqueness. And that's just something beautiful about a description of a circle that I really liked. And that's what we want. That's what we've created here. And we're just inviting the world. And it's not about me. It's not about my co-founders. This is about the stage that we've created for everybody to come and help co-create and make this world a better place. That's really what we're here for.
Beautifully said. Very, very well said. And I do want to thank Sophia once again for, I think this was 3 years ago now, and she created the artwork for my single Lifting Veils, which is the intro and outro song on this show. But she captured the essence of what I was going for. So thank you for that. Once again, Sophia, yeah, this has been a great conversation. It's so cool to see our friends thriving and stepping into their power, and just what you talked about. So
thank you.
Absolutely. So I'm so excited to see where this goes, and I'm going to start digging in. It sounds like Find Your Mentor is one of those things where you jump in, you create your profile, and then you start digging around and look. You can look at other people's profiles or what have you, and start seeing what you want to do to create your circle and go from there. So it's a bit exploratory and kind of hands-on. You got to get your hands dirty a little bit to figure out, what.
Totally. And hopefully when you dive into Find Your Mentor and you go into other social networks, you're going to notice what you're actually missing, what you get at Find Your Mentor that you don't get there, because it's not about you. And now it's about you. And that's the big difference. And when you get used to that, you're like so spoiled that you're like, I don't want it to be about, I don't want another platform to direct me and to get me off my path and to distract me all day long. I can't. I actually never liked that feeling, right? Of being distracted when I go onto a platform and then I forgot why I was even there, because all the bells and whistles fragmented my consciousness to the point where I was like, why did I come here? What was my purpose of me actually clicking on this platform? Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, thank you, Joe.
Absolutely. I'm just going to close with a little video of two of our sponsors, Oli Life, which is PEMF frequency healing and terahertz, and then Verity Metals. It's a way that people can get something for their health and also support the show. And this has been great. And I'll have clips of this as well that will come from the AI, and the ones that stand out, I'll send to you if you want to use them as well, Sophia. So you're totally welcome to those. So with that, everybody, take care. Check out findyourmentor.com. It's free to join. And then if you want to turn it more into a business, if you will, professional, real quick, can you just let the folks know, like, it's free to join, but if they want to turn it into something, what that part is? I think that would be really good for people to know.
It's a freemium platform, so you can join for free, and how it's designed is it'll grow with you. It's a subscription-based model, so you can create a circle, you can build a community for free, limitless amount of users. If you want to start monetizing it, then you need to start with a subscription model, and that starts with $7 so that you can ask for membership fees. It's super affordable, and then it grows with the amount of heavy lifting you need. So it's very organic. It adapts. We adapt to your needs, not vice versa.
Perfect. Thank you. You said it so well because you know it much better than I.
Well, there's also the option of becoming a founding member currently. So if you want to go all in and buy a lifetime membership, that's an opportunity right now, and we've reduced it down to basically $1,500. So that's if you want a lifetime membership, and then all of the costs in the future of any features that we develop you can use for free. So that's also an option. But if you just want to start off, like dip your toe in the water, whichever path you choose, we probably are offering it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying. Thanks. And going into that. So, all right, everybody. Thank you. Take care, and we'll see you soon.
The Oli Life Therapy 90 was designed to support relaxation and overall well-being through frequency-based technology, combining PEMF and terahertz support in one device. Then the THZ Therapy 90 Plus takes it further, integrating PEMF, terahertz, footpad design, frost age beauty support, and Revitalux massage attachments into one advanced wellness system. For the user, this means more than a device. It means one system designed to support comfort, recovery, relaxation, and self-care in one place. The P90 Plus is powerful because it doesn't stop at one function. Frost Age uses RF and EMS-based beauty support to promote a refreshed look. Revitalux combines magnetic, EMS, and light technology for a more elevated self-care experience.
The process of getting started with Verity is super easy. It starts with opening up the self-directed IRA. That's just the type of IRA that can accept physical gold and physical silver. Really not much to it. You can always put it back to another IRA. You know, when you move through the IRAs, it's always tax-free, penalty-free. There's no cost to do it. And then we generally will request a copy of your statement. Once we get a copy of the statement, we submit that. And then it's pretty easy peasy. We just do the transfer. You know, if it's a 401k, we call the company and request a check. If it's an IRA, we just send a basic form to the financial company. Boom, funds get transferred, tax-free, penalty-free. Funds arrive, they settle in the account, and then you just buy whatever gold and silver of your choosing. I mean, it's pretty straightforward stuff, but, you know, we're there to help you make really good product choices, help you avoid making purchasing mistakes, and everything is always at a great price. So we really try to cover the gamut and just give people some really great expertise.
Something about the world ain't right. The darkness lives in plain sight. In the ether, adjust your eyes. There are those that have no clue. You give them hints, they just stare at you. Most live in Plato's cave, watching